Hi, my darlings. Thank you for joining me for another Inner Truth Tuesday. As you know, I always speak from the heart, and today's topic is one I believe many of us need to hear, not just to reflect, but to release. Let's talk about relationships, not just romantic ones, but all kinds of dynamics we found ourselves in with friends, co workers, and even family. So, what happens when the people we love or trust are actually draining us? What happens when the red flags were waving all along, but we didn't see them? Or worse, we saw them and dismissed them. Let's be honest, many of us were not taught what real love looks like. We were taught to make excuses for bad behavior. We were told that's how she is, or that's how he is. Or he means well, or she means well. We were taught to tolerate the intolerable, to call manipulation love, and to call survival strength. But love, real love, it doesn't gaslight you, it doesn't punish you with silence or use your past against you. It doesn't twist your words or guilt you for having needs. One of the hardest truths I have had to face in my own life is this: most of us weren't blind to the red flags, we were conditioned to ignore them. We thought if we just loved harder, stayed longer, explained ourselves better, it would all work out. But when you're in a relationship with someone who is self centered, emotionally unavailable, or narcissistic, your love becomes a weapon they use against you. They'll praise you in public, then criticize you in private. They'll play victim while you question your own memory. They'll push you to the edge, and when you finally react, now you're the crazy one. That's not love, that's emotional warfare. And sometimes it takes years to see clearly, especially when you've been taught to minimize, or when we, I should say, have been taught to minimize our pain or normalize dysfunction because it feels familiar. Now, let me be clear, this video isn't about calling anyone out, it's about calling our power back in. It's about looking at patterns that play on, repeat, and asking, when did I learn that this was love? Because because love doesn't make you feel like you're too much and never enough at the same time. Love doesn't confuse you or make you doubt your intuition. Love doesn't come with conditions, silence, fear, or shame. You deserve to feel safe, seen, heard, and valued. If nobody has told you this lately, let me be the one to say it. You are not too sensitive. You are not dramatic. You are not asking for too much. You are remembering what it feels like to be respected. And here's something I've learned: healing doesn't just happen when we walk away. It happens when we finally stop explaining ourselves to people who were never listening. You don't have to chase peace in places that always made you feel unsettled. You get to choose peace now. So, if you've missed red flags in the past, don't punish yourself. Don't carry shame for not knowing what you know now. Because you're here, you're waking up, and you're learning that peace isn't something you beg for, it's something you build. You don't need closure from a narcissist, you need clarity from within. And I promise you this: when you learn to honor your gut over guilt, when you choose peace over people pleasing, you become unshakable. It's something I'm working on. And that version of you, that's who the red flags were afraid of all along. So I have an affirmation, and you know I have a journal prompt too. So the affirmation is, if it resonates with you, I trust my intuition, I honor my boundaries, and I choose relationships that nourish my soul. And the journal prompt, think of a past or present relationship where your needs were minimized or ignored. What red flags did you see? But explain, but explain the way at the time. What would you tell your past self now from your current awareness? Thank you so very much for spending this time with me, darlings. If this message touched something within you, if it stirred your heart or reminded you of your strength, I want you to sit with that. Breathe into it. You're not broken. You're not behind. You are becoming. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and share this with someone who might need it. You never know whose spirit you may lift just by pressing send. I love you. I see you. I receive you. Until next time, keep choosing peace over patterns. Keep choosing yourself. And remember, my babies, real love doesn't make you shrink, it invites you to expand. I love you dearly, and I surely will see you in the next video.